Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me today. I knew you guys are coming here to Columbia on your tour pretty soon on February 15th. So we're excited to chat with you guys before then a little bit.
Yeah.
But so I guess just to get started, I was hoping you could introduce yourself, which you already kind of did a little bit there, and talk a little bit about Sun June and kind of how y'all got started. And I was also curious as to like the origin of your name too. So I know it's kind of a mixed bag, but like start wherever you
Mhm.
like.
Yeah. Well, yes, I'm Laura from Sunjune, lead singer and co-songwriter. I am, let's see. Well, we began as a kind of a different lineup and we named ourselves Jeff. And then we changed our name
Very
along the way, thinking we needed to be more serious and like be taken seriously.
yeah.
That's the boring story, but the name Sun June is kind of just this like, I don't know, it was a collaboration of time spent together, like thinking of phrases and words that we really loved to like kind of pack their own punch and like create its own visual on its own.
Okay.
I think that's like kind of the best way to describe it. I know it's pretty vague. It doesn't have like a like specific meaning, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it feels connected to like an identity and also a feeling and an image of like a time and place and maybe June in the
Oh, I
sun.
like that. No, it's very nice. It's very calming. I think it matches
Yeah.
the aesthetic very well. Yeah. And kind of going off that a little bit, also, I know that you guys consider yourself like a regret pop group. So I was
Mhm.
curious, like, what that kind of meant for you guys and like why that's kind of the genre y'all kind of crafted for yourselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's a funny world to enter into, like trying to present yourself as a band when there's so many bands. And I think it was kind of just like our way to like plug ourselves in our own way, just call it regret pop because thematically it fits. Like we're always just sad and writing about you know, all the times that we feel like we've made mistakes or you know, just thinking about I guess the times that we can't get back or something like that.
Yeah.
To that effect, we yeah dubbed ourselves regret pop. We do write way more than just like regret, but
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think also like trying to tie in the feeling or the genre of pop was important to us because it indie rock is like just a slippery slope to me. Like people expect like some grunge or some hardcore stuff and we're like we're kind
Yeah.
of like soft and sweet sometimes, so I don't know if we can really call ourselves
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. I feel like that's any like indie or alt genre is like you never know what you're gonna get because it's so broad. So it's always like it's good to
Totally.
specify it a little bit. Put the other
And
brand.
also I think you can like we can do anything with that, like
Yeah.
we don't always have to be sweet, maybe one day we won't be.
Yeah. Make it punk or something. That'd be
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
exactly, yeah.
Um, so kind of going off that, I know that you mentioned that you're obviously not the main songwriter, but you guys kind of collaborate and everything. But I like was looking at some of your lyrics online and I feel like they look a little bit like poems to me. I could compare to other groups. I feel like so I was curious if you were into poetry at all, if or if you were kind of inspired by that at all, or if it was kind of more or if you had music in mind when you were writing what you're writing.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, uh I think I've probably been more of a fan of poetry than Stephen has been in his years, but he did like study he did take like creative writing courses in college and stuff, and he's always been kind of a wordsmith. It's just we have very different like aesthetics sometimes, and then when we come together, it's like we I don't know, we formed our own like group aesthetic together, which is nice.
Okay.
Um, so I can't pinpoint like specific influences, I would say, other than just overthinking things constantly. Um,
That's the mark of a true poet, they say.
Maybe. I think
In
we
my
also really love like pouring over like just the sonic. So like if even something doesn't make sense, as long as it sounds like good, you know.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But we like leaving some mystery to the lyrics, so like more people can maybe hopefully connect with them, you know, in their own way.
Yeah, for sure. Very cool. So kind of diverging a little bit and talking more about the group as a whole. I know that you guys are kind of from like all over the place, but you
Mm.
guys kind of have a center in Austin. I'm not sure if you guys like live there or if that's just kind of where you guys like meet up or anything, but with that connection, have you guys found that like that connection to Austin has shaped your music in some way, or living in kind of a community of creatives have shaped you in some way?
Oh, definitely. Austin's like been great for like there's so many bands here. So,
Yeah.
like it's crazy. And I think just like everyone came from their own musical backgrounds before moving here, and we all met on like, you know, through various different musician circles too. So I think that speaks to like the whole city on a, you know, in its own way, that there's just lots of different pockets, but everyone's kind of connected and plays in multiple bands, and there's just a lot of overlap, but there's also always someone new to see. And like a lot of people like to, you know, start, I don't know, people just like have multiple projects too. It's very inspiring, and
Yeah.
yeah, super, super creative, and very inspiring.
Yeah, I like that a lot. My cousins are from that area, so
Oh, cool.
yeah, that's cool. That was like random, but just throw that
Oh,
in.
that's sweet.
And so going off of that kind of creative community kind of idea, I know you guys just recently toured with Shaky Graves and with Lucy Dacus as well. So how are those experiences for you? Like, do you have any kind of standing out moments or anything?
Yeah, I mean, the Lucy tour was just so fun. It was also with Liza Ann from Nashville, who's just incredible as well. And
Yeah,
that was like before COVID, so it was but you know, a very different experience touring in the
absolutely.
normal times. And then now with like this past Shaky tour, it was just we still found ways to like have fun and everything, but we were being very cautious. It was our first time being back out in, you know, a tour setting, so
Yeah.
kind of played it safe but it was really cool. I mean, coming to Columbia was also really fun, and we had this our beloved minivan, our Honda Odyssey,
Oh, lovely.
now in retirement because
Oh,
we had terrible car trouble with it in the middle of nowhere of South Carolina, and had to like get towed all the way to Columbia
oh
from
no,
like
that's
Florence or
horrible.
wherever, if you know where that is.
Yeah. Oh man.
Basically like Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
So it was a wild ride. And I, yeah, just picked up a new like rental van today, and I was just thinking, you're gonna treat us well.
Yes.
We're gonna get through South Carolina with you, buddy.
That sounds like my worst nightmare though, like just breaking
We
down the
made it
middle
to
of
the
nowhere.
gig
That's good. Okay.
like the nick of time. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, good luck with this new van. I wish you
Thank
luck.
you. Yeah, I hope I didn't just like jinx it.
Yeah. Oh, knock on wood. Yeah. um. So I'm also kind of curious with bands with like a couple like people in it. Like what the songwriting process looks for you. I know you mentioned a little bit about you and Steven, the kind of working together, but is it kind of hard to wrangle so many like personalities and ideas, or like what's the process that you found has kind of worked best for you guys?
I guess, as Stephen likes to remind me, that everything might be filtered through me in a sense. So it's like he and I definitely try to have the final say. It's it's still a group effort,
Of
but
course, yeah, yeah.
arranging and everything. But yeah, we 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 like to think that we can have total control in the end.
Okay.
and then And then I'm always like doing lots of vocal stuff last, to kind of shape out the rest of a song arrangement. So
Okay, cool.
that tends to like steer it in its final direction. If that makes any sense.
Sure.
But yeah, I think Steven and I definitely have different personalities, but they work well together. So,
Good.
and everyone in the band is very like chill,
That's important.
and considerate.
Okay.
No egos.
Wait, so how do your personalities differ, if you mind me asking?
Oh, Steven and I,
Yeah.
we just recently got compared our actual like Myers-Briggs, and now I can't remember specifically what it is. Basically, he's much more introverted than I am.
Okay.
Which is probably the reason why I sing everything instead of like sometimes bands, well, most of the time, like anyone who's the main songwriter of a song wants to be the singer of the song as well.
Okay.
And even though we collaborate on each of our songs, I end up being the only singer. So maybe one day we'll get him out of his shell and get him to sing a song. That would be nice. But for now, it's I think it keeps it to like the one voice thing, but everyone still makes the same face when we like think we mess up on stage, so we're all in that same personality type where we're like very timid and worried all the time.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
Yeah,
maybe you guys can even start with like a duet. Let's like ease him in there or something.
that's what I'm saying. Basically, anytime he's done backups on stage, he like pretends he's singing. And since he's been in school, we've had our friend Santi playing from Daphne Tunes, who's going to be playing with us at this upcoming show, and he sings very full and he's very confident, and so that's been a nice change of dynamic in the live performance anyways.
Okay, cool. That'll be interesting to hear for sure. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of transitioning to more like specifics about the album Somewhere that you all released in 2021. I know you guys just added some tracks onto that album pretty recently, so I was kind of curious like why you had chosen the songs that you did to add to this album, and kind of like an overview of like just why you decided to add those, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because there's both of us writing all the songs, we tend to have a backlog of like we just have like a pool of songs basically that are all pretty much the same, I think, in some respects.
Okay.
So sometimes you're like, oh, well, this really would have fit on that record, I think. Yeah. But it's also like, because time passed between making the record and shaping those songs, we managed to like find kind of a newer sound. Not really, but like certain elements we've accentuated. Like there's way more acoustic guitar on all three tracks. There's acoustic guitar. Not something we really did much on like most of Somewhere. So it was kind of like, maybe just more of a softer, like roomier vibe that we were going for.
Okay.
Bring it back to like real elements instead of like all the synth and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's cool. No, I like that. I can definitely see that like coming through as well. And so I know you talked a little bit about the sound changing. Do you feel like the meaning has changed for you over time with some of these songs, or has it kind of remained the same for you? I know you want people like that listen to the songs to kind of take their own meaning out of it, but I guess just like asking you personally, like with how you view the songs.
Yeah, I think the perspective is always like the root of the song is always the same where it started, but there's like new perspectives that you gain on something like that. Like same with anything that you've probably been dealing with over time. You're just like, oh, okay, now I see it from this perspective, or I have a new place for it in my own understanding.
Yeah,
I'm being very like woo-woo maybe, but
no, I love it. This is like my vibe. So
Sick.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I think they're always gonna have like, yeah, that same place in your heart, and where I'm singing from, it's like always gonna be the same place. But as soon as there's other people involved in the room or like the band, it's like, yeah, it always takes on a different meaning live for sure, because of the elements. You just,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then other people like coming up to you and like strangers like telling you what the song means to them, or what like a time and place that like it held its meaning. It's like, oh, I just got over this breakup and I listened to that song over and over again. And you're like, whoa, cool. Like
Yeah, sick.
I would have, it's like just so interesting to know that it's a place that can like hold all of these experiences, and just, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I don't
No,
know.
I love that description. That's really cool. So one thing that was kind of random, I like watched a like KEXP interview you guys had done. And you
We love.
guys talked about I think it was for this album, you guys had like a mood board where you like were talking about global cooling and like a prom in Albuquerque being like
Yeah.
your vision. Like, could you touch more on that? Because I was like, that's so like specific and random, and I like need to know.
Very random. It wasn't random to us, but yes, to anyone else, it's very random. I think what we wanted was like slow dance, like prom vibes, sonically. I think all of it was more for the sonics, but
Yeah, for sure.
there's obviously like some romantic element that you can like harness to while you're singing it, or how you arrange the vocals too. So I think parts of that all shaped like a song from a demo to what it is.
Yeah.
We are like, we have film backgrounds, Stephen and I.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
We met working on a film here in town, and so he's no longer in the biz, but I still am. And I think that's just how our brains like to work through ideas. And like, we thought it would be more fun for the band to kind of arrange songs in their heads as well, because we didn't want to spend a lot of time like in a room getting the live 5-piece version of it a certain way. The songs hadn't been played live yet, so we wanted to like save that, or like save the songs from that only route. And I don't know,
Right. No,
keep
that
it
was
to
cool.
a global cooling Albuquerque prom.
I was just like, wait,
Obvious choice.
No, but I definitely like, it does give like me like prom dance vibes for sure, a lot of the album. And going back to what you said about like working in the film industry, like what do you like about the film industry? Do you like directing, or like what's your vision for that?
I'm an editor.
Oh,
Stephen was
amazing.
an editor.
Okay, very cool.
So yeah, I mostly work in documentaries, so it's all very chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. No, I didn't know that.
Um,
Well, I guess going off of that, I feel like a lot of musicians are inspired by like different kinds of art, and it's cool that you're working in the film industry too. So, do you have a movie, or like if not a movie, like a book or something that inspired you as an artist, especially like that you wanted to share?
Whoa, that's a great question. I don't know if I can pinpoint it. Like, I also feel like I have the memory of a goldfish. So like things come and go, and then eventually I like start writing a song, and I'm like, this sounds like something. What was this based off of? Or like, where did I get this idea? And
Yeah.
unless I like make a note like while I'm doing it,
Yeah, I feel you.
never remember. I don't think there's any one thing that like struck my interest either, because I don't know. I take everything in as it comes.
Oh, I like that. That's very inspirational.
I guess it's also like maybe a dud of an answer. I'm sure Stephen could have given you something more tangible, but
Oh, you're all good. No, anytime anyone asks me like a favorite, like, what's your favorite movie? I'm like, how dare you? Like, that is it's a horrible question because I'm like, I can't pick one thing, but so that was
Well, yeah, it's funny because I worked on a documentary that was it's called Also Starring Austin, and it's like
oh, cool.
just a film about films made here.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
it's very like niche, but it was fun for me to see so many different movies like based in this setting that I'm writing in. And so the Coen brothers made a film, like it was like their first thing back in the 80s. And why am I blanking on the name? Oh my God, Blood Simple. And so like when I wanted to make the music video for our song Bad Girl, I was like, oh, like let me take so much from this film and like regurgitate it into a dance video. So that was where
okay, amazing.
That's one thing I can definitely point to for inspiration.
No, that's great. And I actually like the song Bad Girl a lot too. So it's cool that you give me a little insight. So thank you. So I guess I'll end on a fun little question. This might be an annoying question for you too, I don't know, but what songs are you listening to right now?
No, that's cool. I'm on the Mitski train for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Been really digging those. I mean, the singles alone were like phenomenal.
I agree.
You know, I Need You to Love Me More. Like, I just like sang that to my roommate all the time.
That's so
it's just so it's like, full of drama. I just like I love it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Love Mitski.
And yeah, I mean, there's lots of stuff.
Oh yeah, of course.
Coming out these days that's just like incredible. So excited for the new music this year.
When they like released like Mitski's album and like Animal Collective's album on the same day, I was like,
yes,
this is a good day.
exactly. Yeah, I totally forgot. I was just like, yep, eclipsed. And then next day, oh shit. Oh, sorry, can I not swear?
No, you're fine. I can bleep it out. Okay, well, that was all the questions I really had for you today. Is there anything you wanted to add before we plug the show?
Oh, just to plug the show, I guess.
Oh, love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. It's been a pleasure talking to you. So definitely come out and see Sun June at New Brooklyn Tavern on February 15th. That's when you guys are coming down, and good luck with the tour starting tomorrow. It's a busy time for you, so I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Yes, it was a pleasure talking to you too, and we're so excited to come back to Columbia. So
yeah, absolutely.
West Columbia.
Yes, specifically.
Let me be clear here.
Yeah,
only West Columbia.
Okay,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course.